today we are going to learn mathematics. Under it, we are going to be looking at addition and subtraction of 3 and 4 digit numbers. 3 and 4 digit numbers. So, if you have problems like this, if you are faced with problems like this in mathematics, the first thing you do is what? You start adding from your what? That is from the units. We have various values for the numbers in every digit. We have 100, we have 10 units. So, the first thing we are going to do is what? We are going to add our units. After adding our units, we add our tens and our 100 follows. Then we get our what? Answer. Okay, let's start with our units. We have what? 6 plus 3. Who can tell me what are we going to get when we add 6 plus 3? Okay, 9. That's correct. Okay, so 6 plus 3 is giving us what? 9. We move on to the next one, which is what? The tens. We add 2 plus 2 is giving us 4. Okay, that's it. 2 plus 2 is what? 4. And then we move over to the what? The 100 digits. 1 plus 5 is giving us 6. So we have our final answer to be what? 649. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So we have what? We start adding from our units as usual. Is that not so? Alright, so we have the first number to be 4. 4 plus 6 is giving us what? 10. So should we write the 10? What do we do? So 4 plus 6 is 10. Since 10 is a 2-digit number, we are not going to write our 10. Rather, we write 0 and we carry 1. And remember, when you carry any number, you are going to add it to the next set of numbers you are adding. Is that not so? Yes. So we write what? 0 and we carry 1. So we move on to the next part, that is the tens aspect. So we have 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 is giving us what? What's our answer? 10. So what do we do next? We add the one we carried, making how many? 11. So should we write down 11? What do we do?
We write 1.
Yes. We are going to write 1 and we carry 1 again. So we are moving on to the last digit. We have what? 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is giving us what? 3. Plus the one we carried, making how many? 4. So we have our final answer to be what? 410. Okay, let's go to the third question. Here we have 4 digits. Is that not so?
Yes.
We have 4 digits. We have digits for the thousand. The TH represents thousand. H, which is 100, tens, and what? Units. So as usual, we start adding from our what? Units. So we have 8 plus 1 is giving us 9. 9. Okay. The next one, 4 plus 2. 6. 6 plus 3. 9. And we have 2 plus 1. 3. So our answer is 3,969. Okay, let's go to the last question in our addition. We have 4 plus 6 is what? Who can tell me 4 plus 6? 10. Okay, so we have 10. We are not going to write down our 10. Why? Because 10 is a 2-digit what? Number. So what we do is what? We write 0, we carry 1. And then we have 3 plus 3. That is making what? 6. Remember we carried 1 before, right? We add it to it and that is giving us what? 7. Now here we have 6 plus 3 is giving us what? 6 plus 3, 9. And finally we have 1 plus 3, we have what? 4. So our final answer is 4,970. Alright, okay, please, one house, please. Let's continue. One house, please. Okay, now we are going on to the subtraction aspect. Unlike what we did initially, subtraction is different from division, is different from what? Addition. In subtraction, what do? We are rather removing, is that not so? Yeah. So we are going to be removing. We have 400 minus what? 230. So we are going to start minusing our units. 0 minus 0 is going to give us what? 0. Because remember 0 means what? Nothing. And then we go on to the next one. 0 minus 3. Is that possible? Is it possible? No, because 0 is smaller than 3. You cannot minus a bigger number from a smaller number. So in such situation, what are we going to do? Okay, performance, what do we do?
We will borrow from 4 and we write 1 beside it 10.
Exactly. So since we cannot minus 3 from 0, what do? We borrow from this 4. When we borrow 1 from this 4, how many do we have left? 3. And we add it here, that is giving us how many? 10. And now we can now subtract 3 from 10 because it's balanced now. Is that also? So 10 minus 3 is giving us what? 7. And that is correct. 7. Now we go to the last digit. What do we have left? 4 or 3? 3. Because remember we borrowed. So 3 minus 2 is going to give us what? 1. And we have our final answer to the what? 170. Okay, we move on to the next question. Here we have 361 minus what? 273. So we start adding from subtracting from our units rather. So we have 1 minus 3. Is it possible?
No.
So what do we do? Who can tell me what do we do? Okay, go through.
We borrow 1 from the 6.
Okay, we are going to borrow 1 from these 6. When we borrow 1, we are left with 5. And we add it here. That is making how many? 11. Is everybody following up?
Yes.
Please, I need you to pay your attention, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. So we have 11 minus 3. 11 minus 3 is giving us what?
8.
Okay, we move on to the tens. What do we have left? 5. Is that also? So we are going to be subtracting 7 from 5. So is that possible?
No.
What do? We borrow from these 3 and it's left with 2 here. We add it to here, making how many? 15. So we are now going to subtract 7 from what? 15. So 7 minus 15 is giving us what? 8. And that is correct. So we have 8. What do we have left? 2. 2 minus 2 is what? Is 0. So what do we have left as our answer? 88. So when you subtract this 273 from 361, we are going to have 88 as our what? Answer. Okay, so the last question we have what? 6,321 minus 1,209. As usual, where do we start subtracting from?
Unit.
From the unit. So here we have 1 minus 9. 1 minus 9, is that possible?
No.
So what do?
You borrow 1.
We borrow 1 from what? 2. And we are left with 1 here. We add the 1 here. That is making how many? 11. So 11 minus 9 is giving us what? 2. And that is correct. We have what? 2. So here we have 1 minus 0 is giving us what? 1 minus 0 is giving us 1 because remember 0 is nothing.
Yes.
We are subtracting nothing from 1. So 1 minus 0 is what? Is 1. Are we good to go? Alright, so we have 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2. What is it going to give us? 3 minus 2. When you minus 1, that's correct. And finally, 6 minus 1 is giving us 5. Alright, let's go over to the last question. We have what? 7,132 minus 5,411. Just like I said, we always start subtracting from our units. Is that not so? So we have 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1, who can tell us? 2 minus 1.
1.
Yes, 2 minus 1 is giving us 1. Yeah, we have 3 minus 1 is giving us what?
1.
Yes, 2. Now 1 minus 4. Is that possible? 1 minus 4, is that possible? So what do?
We borrow 1 from 7.
We borrow 1 from 7, here we are left with 6 and we add it and making how many? 11. So 11 minus 4 is what? 11 minus 4, who can tell me? 7. 11 minus 4 is what? 7. And finally we have 6 minus 5, that's giving us what? 1. Okay, so these are the rules you follow when you are faced with problems with addition and what? Subtraction. You get it? Okay, do you have any question before we round up? Does anybody have any question? Okay. Thank you.